Hello, everyone. Today I'm presenting my true crime book, Milwaukee Mayhem, by Matthew J. Pridge. This book explores real crimes, disasters, and mysteries from the history of Milwaukee. I chose this book because I think true crime stories are interesting, especially when they're based on real stories. Milwaukee may seem like a normal city, but according to this book, it has a long history of murders and corruption and disasters and unsolved mysteries. That idea kind of immediately got my attention because it shows that even normal places or ordinary places can have dark secrets. The book is filled with stories that are strange and disturbing and sometimes difficult to believe actually happened. People in the book, the book and the book had many different people connected to the crimes and mysteries. There were criminals, murder suspects, detectives. There were police officers, journalists, and witnesses, and victims. Because the book covers many separate stories, there isn't just one main character. Instead, each chapter introduces new people involved in different events throughout Milwaukee's history. The setting, um, so the setting took mainly, it was mainly placed in Milwaukee. Many of the stories take place in older neighborhoods and like other areas around the city. Some of the crimes happened during the 1800s and the 1900s, which gave the book like kind of like a dark or eerie atmosphere, I feel like. But the city itself becomes an important part of the stories because the author explains how these crimes affected Milwaukee and the people living there. The structure, so it's nonfiction, so it's based on real events and research. It's written more like investigative journalism than a fictional novel. The author organized the book into different crime stories instead of one long plot, so the writing style felt more like a documentary or like a series because like it combined facts and background and like storytelling. So like it seemed more like a documentary than a story. Um the ending, it was pretty interesting because not every mystery was fully solved. Some of the cases were explained clearly while like others still left unsolved. Um, it kind of made the book feel more realistic because in real life, not every crime has a good or perfect ending. The book kind of left readers like me thinking about justice and crime and how these events continued to affect people long after they happened. The theme, um, so one important theme in the book, um, was that crime affects entire communities, not just the victims. And another theme was that the truth can sometimes stay hidden for years before people discover it. Um, by it affecting the entire communities and not just the victims, it was like, like if someone in your, say, if your neighbor got murdered, you're gonna lock your doors for the next 5 years. Like, you're gonna be scared even if it's not someone in your family. If someone near you, like if someone in your community or your neighborhood was murdered, obviously you're gonna be really scared and careful. So I feel like that's how one theme was that crime affects the entire communities. um and the book also showed that real history can sometimes be like darker and stranger than like made up stuff. um And overall, the stories, they taught readers about the consequences of violence and the impact of like the drama and or tragedy, I guess. Um, Connections. The book kind of reminded me of the TV show. Um, what's it called? Knives Out, or the movie Knives Out. Sorry, with Chris Evans, because like it was all about um a killing that happened, but they couldn't like. It took the whole movie to solve who it was, and I feel like a lot of the book was just like unsolved or trying to solve mysteries, and like I feel like that kind of like that's why like it reminded me of that, because of the suspense of trying to find out who it is. Um, it also felt similar to like crime podcasts where people explore unsolved mysteries and old cases. Even though the stories happened a long time ago, they still feel realistic and suspenseful because they actually happened. Academic response. Um, I would say the book has like a kind of hard difficulty of reading, or like maybe moderate level difficulty of reading. Some of the historical details and vocabulary could be a little challenging, but the stories were interesting enough to keep readers engaged. One thing I noticed about the author's writing is that he uses detailed descriptions and suspense to make real things feel exciting, like not made up stuff feel exciting. And like the combination of facts and storytelling, it kind of like helped it be more like easy to remember, like memorable. Final thoughts and recommendations. I would recommend this book to readers who enjoy mysteries and crime documentaries or true crime stories. It's probably best for mature readers because some topics like can be a little disturbing. If you don't like that type of stuff, you might not like it. Overall, I thought the book was pretty informative and suspenseful and interesting because it explored real events that many people probably don't know about. Um, Thank you for listening to my presentation.